I'm going to try to show putting the interior trim in on the passenger side behind the door. When we took these out, we realized that these three notches here are just notches, so you don't have to get the piece that goes behind it completely off. It'll slip on. What I'm doing now is there's a little panel that allows comes off so to allow the seat belt to go through. And hopefully this will be a pretty quick install. That's the, I don't know if there's a screw back here that covers the seatbelt retractor that I had in place. So I wouldn't lose it. One back here that's going to go through this piece plus a trim piece that goes across the bottom of the rear window. And I have to take the seatbelt bolt out of here. So hopefully now this will slip over nicely and fit the seatbelt through that slot. There's three little tabs up here that have to go under the roof trim. It's going to require maybe a little bit of jiggling to get it in position. There's these metal pieces on the back of this that have to go around that piece with the notches in it. I can't quite see what I'm doing here. I don't think I have these notches in place. Looks like it might be, if they'll come off, it might be easier to get these three here off. Gonna shut the camera off. I might have to adjust the height of the lift to get at that better. And take a look at it from over here to see what's holding me up. I had to take another piece off in order to get that one on, because trying to slip it under this piece, which was right up here, wasn't going to happen because this wouldn't clear this piece of the bird cage here. So we'll give it another try with that removed and see how far we get. That appears to be what was needed. So now I'll screw this in here, this in here. Be able to put these connectors on that I removed that go over the metal tab of the bird cage. That doesn't seem to be in far enough yet. It might be. This metal piece that goes and connects to the, it overlaps those slots that were on the frame. They just fit slightly underneath the plastic, it would appear. Just enough to catch it. Oops, that came off. Let me see if I can line the seat belt retainer appears to be able to be lined up. So I'll put this panel back on with those 4 screws. There's one here, and then the seat belt retainer gets put up there with a vinyl cover. going to do that off camera. And I'll put that little piece that goes behind the seat belt to cover it up in place. I'll zoom into where it goes. Right there behind the seat belt. Okay. So there's the finished rear quarter panel interior trim with the seat belt. One of the things that in putting the upper seat belt mount, this is the way that has to go. The bolt goes from the buckle side through the buckle, through the cover, and then into the bird cage up at the top there. So I screwed up and put it on with the buckle next to the wall and decided that wasn't right. So I had to take it off. Taking that piece off the top was a big help because it allowed that piece right there to fit around that metal piece of trim. And then it'll get covered with the piece that goes across the bottom of the rear window once I get the other side in. But that's it. I'll be doing the same thing on the driver's side and putting that one trim at the base of the window, and I think that's it except for the console. Well, I put in the driver's side rear quarter panel trim. It went in without incident, just using the techniques that I found yesterday on the passenger side, namely taking that top panel off so that it would slip in directly. So now we're on to the frame for the doors for the storage compartments.